Hi everyone, I'm Grace, and I have a background. I'm an artist, music artist, and was actually the first AI filmmaker back in 2022, where I used some of the earliest AI tools to create an original short animated film. Back when we had to train our own models, and it took days to train and render a scene. And so I was able to crowdfund for that and went on to do a film premiere and got a pitch to streamers. And so ever since then, and actually I was calling myself an AI filmmaker back then in 2022, and the Hollywood studios were like, is that a thing? So I think ever since then I've been oh, hi everyone. Yeah, so ever since then, I've been building tools to make it easier for other creatives to have an easier time to do what I did. I was successful as like a indie AI filmmaker artist, and I think we lack a lot of tooling to do that. So yeah, I've been building a lot of tools to make it easier. So I'll sh share some of those tools. Um, Playhouse.ai. So Playhouse.ai is a 3D world building engine. Ever since 2022, I was starting to build 3D worlds, and I can show you the first 3D world that I built. And it wasn't that easy at the time. So I'll show you that, and then I'll show you all of the kind of functionality that you can do with Playhouse now. Let's see, let me share my screen here. Okay, so here is an example of I think you can see my screen. So here's an example of a 3D world that I had built in 2022, 2023 that was still pretty challenging to build. And then ever since I've been building the tools to make it easier for everyone. This is an example of interactive storytelling where you can chat with the
Wow.
characters. And these were all early on animated by AI.
You
Um,
want to be.
and it's a combination of human art and AI. Um,
Max?
so that's an example of something you can build at this point with a combination of the AI tools.
Way
Um,
more. The
but ever since,
beautiful.
I've been making it easier. So here you can see what that looks like. So basically what we have in Playhouse is the ability to work with, I put everything in one place. So you can actually just go into playhouse.ai and can start creating 3D worlds right here. So if we go to, I actually created a bunch of 3D worlds for you to try out for free. So if you just go here, you can actually start using these as templates to make your own 3D worlds to get started with. And then if you want to create your own, you can just create it here. You can either drag in an image or you can just type, whatever kind of you know, uh, like 3D world you want in here. And then you can create your own characters and hit enter, and then it will just take you there. So we'll take a look at what that looks like. So here's one example of what that looks like. So I have everything in here that you would need to get started. So if you are not technical, if you are an artist or filmmaker, AI filmmaker looking to get started, I believe that I've made this super simple for you to get started, where it's just, just follow the instructions, you go in, and then you can start. We have created the 3D world here. There's different ways to bring in characters. So this is an example of a 3D rigged character. I'll show you what that looks like. I actually have ways to rig. Here are all the different ways you can bring in characters. You can do sprite characters, video characters, 3D characters, and then let's see. So yeah, and with the rigging, I have a few options. So you can do manual rigging, which I have in there. You can also do automated rigging, which costs a few credits. And then once it's rigged, you can either record your own animations or you can, load in some of the preset animations. So here we can see there's different animations that we can trigger in order for your character to navigate the world. So we can have her swimming as well. And then for assets, so this is an example of the character. For assets, you can bring in your own images, your own, whether it's videos or images, you can bring that in. You can also do text prompting to generate 3D assets, which is a lot cheaper. So this is really good for gray boxing. And for gray boxing, the way this is structured is that everything that you composite in here, you can actually take it, have C dance integrated in here. So all you do is just like you record a video of like how you want the scene to be composited, and then you can take that into AI editing mode, and then you can actually, you know, get a good render out of what you want your scene to look like with different style transfers and with more control over the scene. So here's another example of what that looks like. This is with there's a default image generation here, which is Image Blaster. So basically, all you have to do is you put in one image, whether it's Midjourney or wherever you're generating, you put in one image of your world, and then it will spit out a couple of the 3D assets in your scene. Without you having to do anything extra. So it's kind of it's more agentic. And so that's what this is here. And you can, just place it around your scene, change the size, change the rotation. It's very much kind of like a Blender, Unreal Engine, but lightweight in the browser so that you can easily composite and share it with your colleagues. So if you hit publish, then you get a shareable URL that you can just easily share this to other people to have them take a look at how the scene is shaping up. There's also a lot of spatial audio here, so you might not be able to hear it, but these are different audio assets that you can place within the scene so that when your character, when the viewer approaches your assets or some trigger points in your scene, they're able to hear the audio. And so there's different ways to place trigger points. Let's see. So you can have different behaviors in here. You can add more entities. Yeah, and there's a lot of like special functions. So there's a director mode as well. Let me show you the director mode. So if we go into this director mode, you have camera controls. So then you can actually guide where you want people to be looking. So here what we're doing is this is just kind of like you're previewing and just looking around the scene. But then if you wanted to publish this, so this is published here, and then once it's published, then people are able to see how exactly you intended the camera to be moving. And this also gives you better scene control if you're taking it into AI to do your style transfers and, be able to composite your shot. Okay, so that is a lot of like 3D stuff. You can also put in your own videos on a green screen, whether you use a green screen or not, it's up to you. I made it super easy to just remove the background. So all you have to do is just drop in your assets, and then this kind of there's like a agentic workflow in there, and so you can just kind of like type to the agent to remove the background, and it'll just take care of it. So yeah, so that is an example of putting in your own character. This is more interactive. So this is something, here's an example of just like putting in my own video, and then all you do is just you remove background here, and there's a lot of options. You can add voice to it, you can animate it, you can make it 3D. And this is This is kind of like more interactive, so you can actually, these are animated characters that can respond to uh like your actual body. So what that would look like is let's say I just have it here mapped to this one here. So, and I'm still working on improving some of the functionality, but you can kind of see some of the directions it can go in. Um, yeah, and so it's actually four different products in one. It's a suite of products that you can use for your workflow to make it easier. I have AI film tools in there where you can create your AI films and then just take the assets that you're using for those AI films, take it right in here to start constructing the scene and doing some interactive storytelling. And also, so this is an example of the agentic side. So if you wanted to say you want to, you know, make this scene more interactive, you can say, hey, add some spotlights or add, just start talking to the agent. And then the agent would start triggering like different effects for you. Um, yeah, or let's say I want to make it rain. I could also do that as well. And then um, it's just an example of making something more fun, interactive. Yeah. So, so those are some examples. And I'm gonna be making it available for you to use at the hackathon as well. It's in a wait list right now, so private beta. But if you want to sign up for the private beta and get access to use it for the hackathon, feel free to sign up to the wait list right now, and I can give you the access code to start testing it out.
Amazing, amazing. Our team already shared the link of Playhouse AI. So basically, what we can also do is our team Laura can also add that to the resources. We have a resources section, so we can also add that credits and all the details from Playhouse. And yeah, I think this is a great opportunity for people to a little bit bring interactive experiences. I think this is very interesting. I really feel like you are a little bit not only like the product stuff, but the whole mindset of creating a product on top of a word model thing is also a very nice, inspiring thing for others who wants to build not only content but also startups, products powered by splats, powered by word models. So anything you would like to share as well? Like maybe that we have some people here who
Yeah.
wants to create a scalable product that can last in this AI world as much as it can. Do you have any advice, piece of advice before we close today?
Yeah, I'm happy to take any questions because I feel like I have this interesting perspective of being like the creative, just wanting to build the tools as well. And with World Labs, I've been building with it since the API became available back in January, February. And there are still some challenges. I think, lighting Gaussian splats is still a bit tricky. So yeah, so there's still some technical challenges as far as building scalable products or building products that will last and how to think about product building during this time. You have to be adaptable. You have to, I think what's most important is just to stay true to your vision and what you want to create. That's been the biggest thing for me because early on in 2022, 2023, I was already telling people, "Hey, I'm a 3D world builder. I'm an AI world builder," and like I was telling people I'm an AI filmmaker, I'm an AI world builder, and people were like, "Is that a thing? What are you talking about?" Um, but I think for me, like my imagination is very visual, so this is already in terms of like how I think. And so staying true to the vision is one when telling people this is what you're going to do and people don't understand it yet, just know that you're early. Two is I actually I think staying true to my vision is I have this very different perspective on how to build AI right now, which is building something that's more equitable for artists and building something that can be more equitable for the creatives. Which I think a lot of big tech right now is kind of, missing the point. And so that's kind of like why I've been just doing my own thing with Playhouse. It's been pretty much like self-funded and really challenging, but I think I actually had a startup acquisition offer back in 2023 where someone tried to acquire me, but then, I think I still want to stay true to this vision of like, how can we build something that's more of a, whether it's a artist owned or something that can be more equitable for creatives. So that's kind of how I've been sticking to my vision. And another thing is because AI is always changing and changing so fast, like some of the tools that I built, back you know, this whole my whole idea of like, oh, let me make 3D easier for people, and now it's like becoming easier. So always being adaptable. And I think that is actually something where, I think going forward, figuring out more ways to just like collaborate is important because right now, there's just more and more resources for you to just like build anything that you imagine. So that's like the key thing right now is just like your imagination is the biggest limitation. And so if you can imagine it, you can do it. Yeah, and that's what I'll leave you with.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. I think for many startups and apps, after Cloud and OpenAI released something, 200 startups died today because of this upgrade. Like, but this 3D and creative stuff, I think, especially if you come from the people that you are actually serving with your product, you have a huge advantage because I think it's not about sometimes providing the like an some kind of like a feature that might be replaced, but it's all about how you can unleash your creativity um, in a product that's like a perfectly intuitive for your target audience. So I see that same thing with Playhouse as well. I think it's easy to use and people can really build cool stuff in short period of time.